Greetings all, welcome to my video. From the eventchronicle.com. The US government just admitted to recovering materials from UFOs. Here are the latest updates. By Arjun Walia. Decades ago, visitors from other planets warned us about where we were headed and offered to help. But instead, we, or at least some of us, interpreted their visits as a threat, and decided to shoot first and ask questions after. The quote above comes from Paul Hellyer, former Canadian Defence Minister. First off, the fact that the official disclosure of unidentified flying objects has happened is huge, and those who are avid researchers of the phenomenon saw this one coming. For years, we've experienced, as I've said many times before, an official campaign of ridicule and secrecy, ex-CIA Director Roscoe Hillenkoetter, of the phenomenon. The establishment, in many ways, was responsible for the foolish articles that would constantly appear in mainstream media publications, absolutely ridiculing a topic that was, and is actually quite real. Today, we've seen a complete 180-degree switch. UFOs are no longer ridiculed by the mainstream, which should raise a serious eyebrow, because very seldom does mainstream media share any sort of truth, especially when we're talking about projects that rank among the most secretive in the world. You can read more about black budget programs, linked below. Unfortunately, most of our media is controlled by a very small group of people, and declassified documents alongside whistleblower testimony has made this very clear. Intelligence agencies have close relationships with every major wire service, newspaper, news weekly, and television network in the nation. This has helped us turn some intelligence failure stories into intelligence success stories and has contributed to the accuracy of countless others. This comes straight from a CIA document. Dr. Udo Ulfkett, Cheryl Atkinson, Amber Lyon, and many others have also provided many examples of what it's like to work inside a media organization that's dominated by government, corporate, deep state interests. You can read more about them and what they had to say, linked below. This is exactly why mainstream UFO disclosure is questionable, and there appears to be multiple things happening here. One is the fact that the phenomenon was so obvious for anybody who looked into it, from a research perspective. There was and has been more than ample evidence to show that the UFOs were and are real, that there are objects in our atmosphere which are technically miles in advance of anything we can deploy. Lord Admiral Hill Norton, former chairman of the NATO Military Committee. The statement below from Victor Marchetti, former special assistant to the deputy director of the Central Intelligence Agency, doesn't seem to hold so true anymore, at least the last part. We have, indeed, been contacted, perhaps even visited, by extraterrestrial beings, and the US government, in collusion with the other national powers of the Earth, is determined to keep this information from the general public. Second Look, Volume 1, Number 7, Washington, D.C., May, 1979. One of the biggest mouthpieces for the establishment, the New York Times, admitted something that the establishment, or facets of it, have been concealing for years: UFOs are real. The Times broke the story about a secret Pentagon program, but any UFO researcher knows these programs are more in-depth, expensive, and expansive than anything that's described here. According to the Times, in the $600 billion annual Defense Department budgets, the $22 million spent on the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program was almost impossible to find, which was how the Pentagon wanted it. For years, the program investigated reports of unidentified flying objects, according to Defense Department officials, interviews with program participants, and records obtained by the New York Times. It was run by a military intelligence official, Luis Elizondo, on the 5th floor of the Pentagon C-Ring, deep within the building's maze. The Defense Department has never before acknowledged the existence of the program, which it says it shut down in 2012. But its backers say that while the Pentagon ended funding for the effort at that time, the program remains in existence. For the past 5 years, they say, officials with the program have continued to investigate episodes brought to them by service members, while also carrying out their other Defense Department duties. But what's missing from mainstream UFO disclosure? One interesting thing to note here is the sharing of information and truth in order to lie. For example, the MK-Ultra program, a CIA-based mind control program, is a great example. This is because the evidence became so obvious that the US government had no choice but to disclose the reality of it. Although they clearly did not share all, the public thought they did. The program had been declassified, and thus, all of the questions and inquiries into the program stopped, because apparently, the government released everything there is to know. This is what we could be seeing with the UFO program. Prior to this disclosure, dozens of other governments had already done so themselves, and the field is loaded with a ton of credible witness testimony, as well as various documents released via the Freedom of Information Act. Now that the Pentagon has admitted to this program, does that mean the existence of UFOs has been disclosed, and that's all there is to it? Are we seeing a clever way of releasing information in order to conceal more important information, or is this really a slow disclosure initiative by the US government? And if it is, why are they doing it? Why is the mainstream covering this story the way they are? I have been saying for years that the mainstream media, the establishment media, will never cover the UFO subject in a serious way, that is, until they would be absolutely pushed to the wall and then do something. So the question is, what is going on here? If they're the voice of the establishment, mainstream media, then why have the establishment elected to put this story out? The quote above comes from historian Richard Dolan. He's one of the most prominent thinkers of our time. He's also one of the world's leading researchers on the topic of UFOs. Richard goes on to explain, in the lecture linked below, that this is simply a tidbit of truth that's been made to look like the complete truth. It brings up a number of key things that have been ignored by mainstream media regarding the recent UFO disclosure. The best way to keep a secret is you pretend to share it, you give some information out, some genuine information, which they did. There were some significant revelations here, significant admissions, and much that was not followed up. He then outlines what's missing here. This is such an important point, that there has been no follow-up regarding the alleged possession of the materials that have been recovered from this object. Yes, there have been crashed craft, and bodies recovered. We are not alone in the universe, they have been coming here for a long time. I happen to be privileged enough to be in on the fact that we have been visited on this planet, and the UFO phenomenon is real. Apollo 14 astronaut Dr. Edgar Mitchell. The head of this program was Luis Elizondo, a career intelligence officer. His experience includes working in the U.S. Army, the Department of Defense, and the National Counterintelligence Executive. He also spent time as the Director of National Intelligence. Furthermore, he's also managed the security for several sensitive projects for the U.S. government, as the Director for the National Program's Special Management Staff. For the last 10 years of his career, Elizondo ran a sensitive aerospace threat identification program, focusing on unidentified aerial technologies, where he learned that the phenomenon is indeed real. He is big on the fact that there is enough evidence to suggest that we're not alone, and he's also mentioned that materials from these objects have indeed been collected and studied. This is huge. This was mentioned in the New York Times article above, that materials have indeed been recovered from the craft, but Elizondo gave an exclusive interview to the organizers of the UFO Congress, the world's biggest UFO conference, and took place in Phoenix, Arizona, which painted a different story. Alejandro Rojas, host of the UFO Congress, said Mr. Elizondo had told him more about the metal during the exclusive interviews that were screened at the event. Mr. Rojas said, "I can tell you it is not an alloy, like the New York Times claims." As Scientific American points out, one of the authors of the Times report, Ralph Blumenthal, had this to say on MSNBC, about the alloys. They have, as we reported in the paper, some material from these objects that is being studied, so that scientists can find what accounts for their amazing properties, this technology of these objects, whatever they are. When asked what the materials were, Blumenthal responded, "They don't know. They're studying it, but it's some kind of compound that they don't recognize." According to Rojas, I shared at our conference that Elizondo has told me it is a metamaterial, with strange isotopic values, indicating it is not from Earth. This is quite significant. We've been given the narrative that it's not really known where these objects are, and figures like Neil deGrasse Tyson went on national television trying to ridicule the extraterrestrial hypothesis. I'm not aware of any effort within the established media to follow up on this pieces of the UFOs, and to find out where this comes from. I mean nothing. So, it's 5 months later, and we're clearly not dealing with a serious effort by the mainstream media. For that reason alone, I have had information now, from a very good source, that what they've recovered aren't metal alloys, that they're being described as metamaterials, a very different thing. The individual that I spoke with about where did that phrase metal alloy come, did it come from Luis Elizondo? I was told no, it did not come from him. Richard Dolan. The New York Times article also mentions that these materials were shipped off to Bigelow Aerospace for examination, which is interesting, because in a recent interview with 60 Minutes, Robert Bigelow, founder of the Bigelow Aerospace Corporation, stated that he is aware of an intelligent extraterrestrial presence visiting the planet. You can watch that interview below. This means that it came from one of the authors of the New York Times article, an editor, or an intelligence agency. Dolan refers to this aspect of the article as intentionally deceptive. Another interesting thing is that Elizondo has mentioned multiple times that these encounters have occurred hundreds of times, and there have been extremely phenomenal encounters that never really seemed to grab the attention of his higher-ups, which is also odd. A lot of these encounters have been documented well before this disclosure. There is a lot to discuss about this topic, and what's going on here. The talk below is interesting to say the least, and if you've made it this far, I recommend you give the whole thing a listen. This topic is very significant, especially from a consciousness perspective. It leaves no aspect of humanity untouched, and we just completed a very interesting podcast with Richard Lawrence, Secretary of the Aetherius Society in Europe, discussing these implications. You can listen to that linked below. This article, the US government just admitted to recovering materials from UFOs, here are the latest updates, was originally published on Collective Evolution, and syndicated by the Event Chronicle. Thank you for watching. Please help spread the word, and make a difference, by sharing and subscribing for more thought-provoking content, and give us a thumbs up if you liked the video. Your support is greatly appreciated. Be aware, and stay safe.